Okay, Scorpio. So let's have a look at your career and ambitions in this period from the 28th of March, taking you to the 14th of 28th of February until the 14th of March. So it's from the new moon to the full moon. So in particular, I really want to try and find the opportunities that are coming up for you, how you can boost your productivity at work, and in terms of creating new opportunities for your money to increase and to feel a bit more stable. Also, what kind of challenges might come up during this time, and like where's your financial head right now? So let's have a quick look and get a feel for it. So your ruling planet, in plural, you've got Mars and Pluto, and they've been working in a kind of, they are at different sides of the zodiac currently. They have been in exact oppositions on the 3rd, and also the 3rd of November and the 3rd of January. There is going to be another one on the 27th of April that's coming up. Obviously that's going to be a time to look for. What I would say is, what has been going on for you around the 3rd of November and the 3rd of January? What were you feeling around those times? Were you feeling accomplished? Were you feeling overstretched? What was going on? Because as they come apart, as they appear to work in opposition, they appear to pull you apart. Now, the reason I ask you that is when they come into their opposition, I mean, this is obviously a little while away, that, Mars is going to be in your career house. So if I can be so bold as to suggest, have a think back now and just think about what you've been learning since the 3rd of November and the 3rd of January. What have you noticed about the feelings of division that come up in you from your career and your home life? How do they battle out? How have you managed that? Because, to really get into your career, I really think, you need to integrate these. This is going to be something that comes up every couple of years. Every 2 years, Mars and Pluto are going to go into opposition, and that Mars is always going to be up here. Mars is a planet of action where you can really come into your center and move forwards with real sort of decision and courage and bravery, and really feel the power and potency of who you are and what you're creating in the world. And of course, every time this comes up, and it's going to come up every 2 years, always in this place for the next 10 years, it's worth getting a handle on the dissonance that you feel from feeling creative in your career and yet feeling a bit manipulated at home. Something to work on. Anyway, aside from that, the sun is the ruler of your career and Jupiter is the ruler of your money as it comes in. And so, I really do want to pay some attention to both of those. Really sort of get a feel for what's going on and how they're how they connecting to your ruling planets. Obviously, this whole time from the new moon right the way through to the total lunar eclipse, the sun, the ruler of your 10th house, of your career, of your standing in the world, it's beautifully aligned with Mars. It really is working in your favor, and the sun is trying to get stronger and, well, not trying, the sun is moving, and the sun is getting closer to Saturn during this time. It's applying. So to me, it feels like your career aspirations are getting solidified. They are taking shape. They are taking form. You're coming into your own. You're being serious. You're really giving it thought. Yeah, you might be a bit boring about your work at the moment. However, you see that there is an end in sight. And the Saturnian way of doing things is kind of slowly. You're not going to rush right into it. So this lovely, long, slow, easy trine between the sun and Mars is right up your street. It's really supporting you, really, truly. So whatever you've decided to be brave on, especially seeing as Mars has gone direct again from the 24th, wherever you've decided to focus your attention, go at it. Just keep your pace, keep your discipline, And just know, if you have a moment of doubting yourself, just ask, like, where has this doubt come from? Is it mine? Who does this belong to? And then, once you've realized it's probably not yours, or it comes from like something your mum said when you were 5 or whatever, it's like, this is the time to come into your own maturity, come into your own clarity, and move beyond those old patterns and doubts. Now is the time to kind of move forwards and to, pitch yourself, put yourself out there. So I like that. That's going to have a really great effect for sure. Now, during this time, obviously, Jupiter is ruling your money, and Jupiter currently is in the 8th house. Now, the 8th house is interesting because it shows our rites of passage, what we're learning, like how we're going to move from one stage of life to another. So you might be about to make an incremental leap forwards in terms of your money, even though like Jupiter's not necessarily in its favorite, it's in its least favorite sign, and it's not that comfortable in this house necessarily, but it could, if you've got some financial things going on where you've not been paying attention, Jupiter's likely to magnify it. And what I would suggest right now is, it's difficult, it's in a square to the sun and the moon. So I would say right on the new moon, now is your time to put in the intention that during this period, you're going to get your money cleared up. You're going to get clear about your money. You commit to it. You say you're going to do it, and you just clear it up. You might not be able to pay it. You might not be able to sort it out, but you get clear on your position, and start working with the people that you might need to work with. Now is the time to do it. So you might feel a bit inflamed about this, but it's almost like one of those plasters. The slower you pull it off, the kind of more pain you're creating for yourself. Jupiter inflames things. And so all the time you're focused in an inflaming way. You're thinking, I've got this situation. It's like, to me, that's, you've got a boil, but you're not allowing it to come up and really go its full journey. You're kind of capping it, and anything that you're capping and holding on to, Jupiter just expands it and expands it until it really gets painful and starts to affect your inner psychology. And of course, you need to keep your inner psychology tip top. You need to feel really sharp and really on it and really courageous to be able to whip this plaster off and say, you know what, I may have made a mess. I might have taken my eye off the ball, but you know what? I'm okay. I can do this. It's going to be okay. So this is a time of courage and bravery, and recognizing that you are about to step into something much bigger than you can imagine. Very, very exciting. Just a few last things in terms of any challenges coming up. Saturn, like Jupiter and Saturn have been in a square pretty much since I think June of last year. They're making 3 exact squares. The first 2 have already happened, and the last one is happening, I think, is it June this year, around June the 15th, off the top of my head. Currently they're not quite in a square, but by the end of this period, Jupiter's really moving in to apply into that square again. That's another reason why I think it's important to get anything that's not yet dealt with, get it dealt with before before this eclipse, so that you can hopefully get all of your conversations to right the situations before Saturn and Jupiter come into their full square, because that could be quite tense. And they will be releasing, later on, after the 15th of June, they will start to come out of that square and things will start to right themselves. But I mean, do you want to hold on to your current positions until mid-June? Probably not, because things will just get bigger and bigger. So that's just, one thing that really seems quite important to recognize. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I think that's quite a few clues as to what might be holding you up in terms of money, how to handle some of those challenges. I didn't even mention Venus going retrograde. I have mentioned her and Mercury going retrograde soon from the 15th. But I've mentioned those in your overall reading and also your relationship reading. So I think we're good to go here. So anyway, loads and loads of love to you. I hope you have a phenomenal 2 weeks, and I'll catch up with you in another 2 weeks' time. Lots of love. Bye for now.